Let me see. Orientation is locked. Device is locked. Rotate back. Orientation is locked. Okay, that's fine. Live. So we are live. Okay, what's going on here? Huh. I'm having a few technical difficulties today. I don't understand why. I see we've got a couple of joinees. Let me see if I can do something here to fix this. Ah, man. I don't like this portion of the... Anyways, okay. Hey, welcome to Soldier. I got to change the name because there's copyright issues with Sunday Night Live and Friday Night Live. By the way, this is Soldier of Self-Mastery here in Stockton, California. I'm excited to be with you here today for another... This is going to be a short session. I lost my notes, my friends. I lost my notes. The topic that we were going to talk about in this session is fear. I want to talk about fear a little bit. So, hello from Somalia. Awil Clace from Somalia. Hey, thank you for coming and visiting with us for the next few minutes. Wow, Somalia. What do I know about Somalia? I don't know a whole lot. But we're gonna take a few minutes here, and we're gonna. What's on your mind today, my friends? By the way, welcome. I appreciate you from Somalia. Let me see if I can pronounce your name. I hope I got it right. Sawil or Kawil from Somalia. All right. I didn't have my notes, but I wanted to share a few things before we get started. Get some homework out of the way. What is it? It's called homework, or is it called? What's it called? It's called house cleaning. Thank you for giving. Those of you that have given, that have donated, thank you for donating to this mission. I appreciate you for giving. You can donate whatever it is that you want to donate. soldiersofselfmastery.com. It goes to help this vision, to help free people around the world. You know, freedom, hope, motivation, inspiration, to live a new life, right? Or to live a better life. Maybe we're kind of tired of some areas over here. How do we get over here? How do we live that better life? Today's topic is about fear. So I see somebody joined in. Identify yourself. Petsuba from Belgium again. Thank you. Petsuba, thank you from Belgium. Yeah, like I said, this is your program. If you have questions, you want to, hey, maybe you want to criticize me, man. You want, Santos, your hair's not combed right. I don't know. But, so let me finish up here. Again, we're here on Fridays and Sundays between the hours of 4 and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is our 7th episode, which is good. We're going to be changing the name. I don't want to run into a lawsuit with Saturday Night Live or Friday Night Live, etc. So it's going to be a little bit different. Soldier, live with Soldier of Self-Mastery. I don't know. I'll come up with a name. What else? Okay. Hey, my book is on the shelf. So if you've been inquiring about the little revised red book, I'm encouraging you guys to get a book, to get a copy. It's actually not even a book. It's like a manual. Get a copy for yourself and give one away. Or you can read it on Kindle. Your choice, my friends. Soft copy, ebook, or you can even, if you're like me, a little lazy at times, you can listen to it. Let me see what else. What do you think about fear? What do you think about fear? I'm going to wait a few seconds here. What comes to your mind when you think of fear? By the way, I see we're getting a few joinies here. You know, You guys inspire me. You guys motivate me. So I want to get more interaction from you guys. What do you think when it comes to fear? What does it mean to you? How do you see fear? What is it? What is fear? There are two important kinds of fears. Okay, a fear that is real, and a fear that you can imagine. Yeah. Do you recognize how powerful your mind is? Do you recognize how phenomenal your brain, your gift? This is a gift. Do you recognize how phenomenal it is? What you can do with it? Are you recognizing what you're doing with it? Maybe that might be more of the question that I should be asking. Yeah, there's two kinds of fears. What are those fears? Actually, there's more than two kinds of fears, but there's two, yeah, the two major ones, obviously, that the mind recognizes is imaginary and something that's happening, right? So there are real fears and made-up fears. Exactly. Have you, since I'm not getting a lot of response here, I don't know why, maybe you guys are eating or you're drinking something or you're wherever you may be. By the way, take some notes, take some notes. I'm going to be keeping that in mind also as I'm here, because thoughts come. And I've got a lot of stuff that I wanted to share, but no, what happened was I left my book in another area, so we can't get access to it, okay? Don't bust my chops, man. Don't do that to me. Be nice to me, okay, guys? I'm also practicing a little bit of comedy, because someday I'll be able to get in front of people and I'm going to make them all laugh. I'm just excited, man. Remember what Mrs. Roosevelt said? Let me see. Fear is a false event that you imagine from something. Yeah, that's right. Somalia. What did Mrs. Roosevelt say? Eleanor Roosevelt. You guys remember who Eleanor Roosevelt is? She was the first lady of a president of the United States. She was, I believe she served 4 terms. I mentioned this the other day. She said, do something that scares you every day. Do something that scares you every day. I'm doing something that scares me right now. I'm coming in front of you, into your home, into your presence, into your circle of influence. And I thank you for allowing me over the next few minutes. So let's think about what holds us back. What holds you back from going from, what's holding you back from achieving that goal, that dream, that thing? What's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it imaginary? Like one of our members said, is it imaginary, or is it real? I see we've got another joinee. Identify yourself, humanoid. We've got Somalia. We've got, oh man, forgive me. I've had so much on my mind, forgive me. So, but anyways, we are on the topic of fear, and I want to see if I can get some feedback from you guys. I want to know what's holding you back? What's in the way? What do you think is fear? Are you afraid to fail? Many people are afraid to move away from something into something better because they're afraid of success, right? I began to think on that. Why would somebody be afraid of success? Well, it's unknown. It's fear of the unknown, right? Maybe you've never handled $1 million or $500,000. Maybe you've never, been able to be at that level where you are in control, where you're completely free, and you gotta make some phone calls and talk to people of high caliber people, people of high education. I'm getting ready to meet up with the mayor of the city. I want to stir things up a little bit here if I can in Stockton, California. That's why I'm asking for donations. That's why I'm asking you guys to purchase the book, the Little Red Book. It is now on Amazon. You can find the copy of it at soldiersofselfmastery.com/book. Okay? soldiersofselfmastery.com/book. It makes a good gift. Buy a copy, send somebody a copy, and you're contributing to this mission, my friend. You know, you're helping people around the globe. Yeah, you're helping me. You're teaming up with Santos, right? I'm spearheading this mission because I want to help people become PG free, problem gambling free, and whatever else. Yeah, it's a good one. Petsuba, yeah. I see we've got a few people. I hope we've got some people. I'm asking you guys to identify yourselves. It helps me. It's going to help you. And if you don't feel comfortable, I understand, my friends. But I thank you for joining us on a Sunday. Can I share something? What else can I share about fear? Let me share something about fear here. Yeah. Sometimes they are real, sometimes they're not. Exactly. That's true. And that's why we have to be very careful what we think about. Winston Churchill, I believe it was Winston Churchill, and it was Franklin D. Roosevelt that said this, that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. What is fear, my friends? You know, I think of our Creator. The Bible says fear God. You know, and I don't completely understand all of that, okay? I'm not a theologian, but I have a respect, I have a reverence towards the Maker. I appreciate what He's given me, right? This gift that He's given you, this is a gift right here, subconscious, right? Your mind is a gift. It's free and clear. It's been paid for, like Earl Nightingale says. So you have a gift. Within that gift, we have imagination, right? Things happen. We get triggers. By the way, I need some more thumbs up, guys. Let me see. From the Netherlands, right on. Lion 25. That means Lion 25 from the Netherlands. Welcome. We're going to be here for just a few more minutes. Today's going to be kind of a short session unless I get a big turnout here and I'm getting questions. Feed me, Igor. I need some questions. I'm trying to ask you guys questions, but I'm not getting a whole lot of responses back. We're on the topic of fear, by the way. Again, if you guys are not aware, my book, my new revised The Little Red Book, Thoughts to Defeat Problem Gambling, a self-empowerment tool, is on the shelves at Amazon. You can get it through Kindle, soldiersofselfmastery.com/book. Makes a great gift. So, let me say about myself, I was a scaredy little shit. I don't like using that language sometimes, but it was the truth. You know? I've always been a small person. And I grew up with a lot of fear, a lot of domestic violence, you know, and so I wasn't assured of myself. I remember I joined the track team. Oh man, my batteries are getting low. Let me see if I can do something here. Yes, I can. Okay. I've got the master plan here. Okay. Don't bust my chops, my friends. I remember I joined the track team in high school, junior high. And I joined up for the wrestling team. I used to love working out with weights. I was more of a weightlifter. I never wrestled. I'm glad I never wrestled because I didn't have the confidence to. I just wanted to be a part of something. What was I thinking? I joined the track team and they put me on as a pole vaulter. You know what a pole vaulter is? Talk about fear. Talk about insecurities. Talk about No lack of confidence, my friends. I remember one time I was in the gym with that pole, and I was running, and I hit the pit, and my shirt got caught on the top of that pole, and I was up there. I'm glad that, I don't know if anybody saw me, but I was up there twirling around on the top of that pole, and then I fell and I hit the pit, like a little metal area. I could have gotten seriously injured. Now, that's kind of funny because to me, I was trying to do things that I really didn't have any lack. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't have any courage. I was trying to overcome fear, but I really didn't know what fear was. I didn't understand it. Um, I didn't know those concepts. I didn't know those philosophies. That wasn't a part of my thinking process. I was just existing. I felt like I was in a bubble, kind of in a fog, you know. Can anybody relate? Anyways, I'm sure it was funny watching me dangle on that big old pole. You know what a, by the way, do you know what a pole vaulter is? Some of you may know. It's the guy that runs with the pole, right? And he jabs it into the pit, and then that thing kind of bends over and it picks him up and it puts him over the bar. And they reach these real high, they throw their body over this bar and stuff. Well, that was me back in high school making a fool of myself. I'm telling you, I had some experiences, man. Fear. But hey, maybe I at least I was trying, right? I was trying, but I got kicked off the team. I didn't make it. I didn't make any meets. I didn't wrestle. Why? And I'm glad because I wasn't confident. I didn't have the courage. I don't know how I would have handled those situations. Um, but today is a whole different story, you know. I'm I can be me in front of the camera because I'm completely free, especially when it comes to problem gambling, and shame, fear, no lack of confidence. I've been creating a breakthrough academy, and I've been going through some of the videos. And today I was talking about breakthroughs of the mind, breakthroughs of personality, of philosophy, breakthroughs outside of yourself. We got to break through, you know, trading those bad habits for new habits. Anyways, uh, I'm going a little bit overboard here. About the 30-minute mark, we're going to cut this. See if I get some more questions. Am I going crazy here by myself or what? What's going on? Fear has to do with the unknown. Fear is probably a residue of the evolution. Oh, it's, yeah. Hey, Ernst from the Netherlands in the house. Peace. Good to see you, man. You guys excite me. Hope your day is great. My question is, fear is also seen as a sort of trauma. Yeah. Yep. Well, I just shared with you some of my trauma that I went through in track when I was in high school. For example, you've been bullied. Oh, you want to, you know what? You hit a sore point there, Ernst. I'm going to share something with you. Why I was never picked on in high school. Talk about fear, okay? I grew up, I shared this in one of my episodes. My dad stabbed my mother 5 times. Okay, I remember the night it happened. It it was like I can, it's like a movie in my mind, a mental movie. And it wasn't the only domestic violence scene that I've seen where there's been blood shed. Believe me, I've seen. Lion, we're running a crickle. Chat. Fourth, fourth or fifth grade for me, I was being bullied by some friends, some so-called friends. Okay, I was a little bit of a thief. I used to steal from stores, not a lot. One time I got caught, and that wasn't a good scene. But I used to steal these little Barlow. They're called Barlow knives. They're Barlow. Okay, I don't even know if they make Barlow. But I remember I stole one, and I had one in my pocket. I used to carry with me. My mind was filled with so much fear and so much insecurity and uh, so much trauma from my childhood that I was picking up what my dad would do at home against my mom and us children. Well, anyways, I was carrying a knife. I was trying to get home from school one afternoon. I remember Wayne, Butch. Oh, who was the other one? Wayne, Butch. There was a couple of other guys in a group. And in order for me to get home, I had to climb this little hill. It was winter time, so it was a little cool. There was snow. I was getting ready to go home. I was walking with my back, whatever I had, books or whatever, and I tried to go over the little hill to get down, probably about a mile and a half or two to get home. I kept going up the little grass hill, and they pushed me down. They kept pushing me down this little hill. And these were friends. I mean, these were guys that lived in the neighborhood. At least a couple of them I knew. And there was a group, there might have been four of them. So they thought it was funny. They kept pushing me down this hill. And since I'm not getting any more questions, I'll share this story with you. They pushed me down the hill enough times. Finally, I got pissed off. I pulled out my little Barlow, okay? And I said, you guys want to mess with me now? I remember it was cold. It was winter. They kept pushing me down the hill. I was having a hard time getting back up. I pulled out that little Barlow, and they all stood back except for Butch. Butch was he was a big young boy. He's just kind of a big guy for kind of big boned. And I remember holding that knife, and next to you know, I get hit over the head with a bag, like books, like somebody's backpack. Boom. And next to you know, I don't think it was intentionally, but I went right into Butch's knee or above his knee with that Barlow knife. And I pulled it out, and I looked at him, and everybody was like shocked, and I took off running. You know, about a mile and a half maybe is my home, up a little hill, down a couple of blocks down, and there I was down on 7th Avenue. Well, as I was running from these guys, you know, adrenaline kicked in, and I could hear Butch. He cut me. I'm bleeding. I could hear him yelling and stuff. And next thing you know, I hear the ambulance. Woo, 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 woo. So I ran home. I took that Barlow knife and I stuck it in a shoe in my closet, and I closed the door, and I went over to one of my other buddies' house. I think his name was Tito. Well, Tito, he was a good friend of mine too, but I don't think he went to that school, or maybe he didn't go that day, or whatever it was. Anyways, Tito was there. And Tito was the guy that got punched in the face at McDonald's when they were selling hamburgers, cheeseburgers for 10 cents. That's another story, man. Tito, he started laughing at somebody, got punched by an old man in the face. Anyways, I told Tito, I stabbed Butchie, man. And he kind of comforted me a little bit, and he, calm down. And, I hid the Barlow knife in my shoe in the closet at home, and I went over there to see Tito. It's like a South Park episode. How to overcome fears also is important. We'll get into that here before we end. I know we're getting close. So, next thing you know, man, the police showed up at my house. They put me in their squad car. I mean, it was pretty scary, you know. I don't know how old I was. I was pretty young. So I ended up confessing. I gave them the knife. They took the knife, put it in a bag as evidence, and they took me down to the headquarters. I believe I ended up with like 3 years probation for that. Would you believe that I never got bothered in high school? This was like in either 5th grade or 6th grade that this happened, or 4th, one of those. It was kind of a strange thing. Never got into any fights in high school. Nobody bothered me. But anyways, so I just wanted to share that, and that's the background that I came from. I found myself behaving much like my father, not just back then in my teen years, but also into my adult life. in my first couple years of marriage. I've been married 22 plus years. I'm going on 23 years, I believe. My first couple of marriage, I was horrible. I mean, we both were horrible to each other. We went through a lot of stuff. We both came from difficult backgrounds. But I found myself behaving a lot like my father. And I vowed that I would not be that way. My father was very violent. He was very abusive verbally, physically. And he was very abusive towards himself, along with being suicidal. So, my friends, I'm grateful to be here in front of all of you sharing this story. And there's more. I'm writing a book, a bigger book, okay? It's going to be a couple of months before that comes out, where I talk about the experiences that I've been through with domestic violence and fear and the abuse and the humility and all of that stuff. Why I was so crazy, for a very long time, up until about the age of 49. Therefore, the name Trauma, from Trauma to Triumph in 49, or at 49. That's when I really began to experience some pain in my life. Maybe call it midlife crisis, or maybe I hit rock bottom again. You ever hit rock bottom? You know what I'm talking about. Painful, right? Living with regrets. We want to get away from that. So, let's get back to fear. By the way, I am challenging those of you not to complain. That's part of breakthrough. That's part of overcoming fear, is not complaining. Yeah. No, it isn't, Santos. Yes, it is. Oh, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. It's a little part. It all ties in together. Like they say, there's many cogs to the wheel. That just happens to be one of them. Okay, so where are we at now? Do we have any questions? Because I'm at 27 minutes. It's like a South Park episode. Yeah, I like that one. Thanks for the sharing, Santos. So, none of you have excuses. You all have capability to do more. You all have will, the power of will. You can use your power of will until your afterburners kick in. Once your afterburners kick in, then you'll go into autopilot, and then life will become a little bit easier for you, right? Everything that we want to do, whether it's problem gambling, we want to stop. We want to stop gambling. I want to stop. I want to stop this other thing. You got to break through. You got to push through that fear of the unknown, my friend. You got to break through until you're hypnotized, right? You want to hypnotize yourself. You don't want the lies. You don't want the casinos. You don't want the beggarly elements. You don't want these things controlling you. You don't want that, right? You got to get that thinking out of your head. Never let that roll around in your head. Always remind yourself that you're in control. Didn't you ever feel the need to bully somebody else as a form of therapy? Oh, believe me, I've bullied people too. Even unaware. Even unaware. In fact, I might have bullied some of you guys here tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But we're humanoids. We're going to make mistakes. You know, one of the key things that I've had to face that has actually helped me overcome my fears was getting in front of the mirror and telling myself, I forgive you. I love you. I'm proud of you. You're doing great things, even though I didn't feel them, even though I didn't really, I wasn't really doing, but I was creating my own future. I was breaking through those fears that were holding me back. You know, today I stand before all of you humbled. I'm humbled, grateful, inspired, motivated. It's unbelievable some of the things that I'm doing with my mind because I'm learning how to use this. Because I'm learning how to use this. And you guys are just like me. You're just like me. You've got tremendous potential. But if you're not writing, if you're not if you believe in something, if you truly want something bad enough, start talking about it. You want to get yourself free? Talk about it. Confess it. Plant seeds. Tell other people. So what if they laugh at you? If you're determined, the more you talk about it, the more that becomes a part of your lifestyle, the more you're going to overcome fear, my friends. You will overcome fear. You will overcome fear. I got a question here. Do you still have fears? What are they? I I do something scary every single day, Pet Stuba. Every day, man. Getting in front of the camera. This isn't exactly. I mean, there's a little bit of fear to this, right? Sometimes before I go on air, I do a lot of studying. I prepare myself. I do the best that I can. But the thoughts come to me, man. Santos, well, what if you lose track of thought? Well, what if this happens? Well, what if you don't say the right thing? What if you try to say this story and it doesn't come out that well? So what? Big deal. That's how I'm learning, right? So, yes, I do have fears. I have fears for other people too. Sometimes I talk to people and I listen to them. I don't hear, I listen, and I get shocked at some things people say. So, this is a mission, my friends. I'm on a mission of transformation, a mission of freedom, to set the captives free, I guess, if you will. Encourage people back to reading scripture, prayer, meditation. Something that I'll talk about a little bit more. Deep breathing times 3. Powerful, pardon me, powerful exercise that you can do on yourself every single day. Deep breathing. In fact, maybe I'll talk a little bit about the benefits, about the rewards, how to do deep breathing times 3. What's it done for me? What experiences have I gained? What have I gotten from it? I'll talk about that probably on Friday. So if I do forget my theme for next week, we're going to be talking about the power of breathing, the breathing times 3. There's a lot of things that you can do with that. You just think, well, it's just about breathing. No. People get paid very well to teach others breathing techniques for all kinds of different things. I was reading an article about a coach that makes very good income, just going around and teaching CEOs and people of companies that own and run companies how to properly breathe. Because let me tell you something, there's a lot of people that are stressed out and going through some ugly fears, difficulties out there. That's why coaches are coaches today, they play a very vital role. Boxers have coaches. I have my own personal coaches. Some of them, well, let me say, some of them are physical people, right? At least maybe 1 or 2 of them, and then the rest of them are digital coaches. Cheerleaders, basketball players, police officers have coaches. Singers have coaches. Sports people, people that do movies, actors. Psychiatrists have their own coaches, if you will. So, who am I? I'm just an expert when it comes to problem-free, PG, problem-free gambling. Come on, you could have had a V8. In my experience, is overcoming fear that you are able to enjoy and change every moment without and pure heart, laser sharp focus when the fear arrives instead of melting. That's right, Ernst. The key, again, I do talk a lot. Please forgive me if I go overboard, but hopefully you're taking some notes because you get ideas. Some of these things that you're talking about, it's good stuff. Let me get back to the thought here that you just presented. Yeah, overcoming. You have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself ahead of time for things that you will experience. I've said this and I'll keep saying it. It's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity come your way and not be prepared. Self-empowerment, reading, writing, doing all of these things, positive self-talk, getting in front of the mirror, even creating videos. My friends, even creating videos is very, very therapeutic. It's very powerful. These are the things that are going to help us to overcome, to be ready, fear. I mean, think about it. I used to have a fear of human beings. Okay, I used to have a fear of people. Where did that come from? That came from when I was growing up. My dad instilled so much fear. Family members, an uncle, there was so much abuse going on that I had a fear of men, and I didn't quite understand that until later on in life. I don't fear men anymore. But if you want something, you have to do something, right? If you want to overcome fear, then you have to be willing to face fear. If you want to overcome fear, then you have to be willing to learn what fear is and why you don't have to fear, or how you can overcome fear. And generally, you're going to overcome fear by stepping into it, by making it a friend. Fear is never going to go away. There's good fear, there's imaginary fear, like someone said, yes, Joe. Hey, Joe, I know you're in the hospital, man. I'm praying for you and your family, man. It's difficult situations that we go through. That's why it's so important for us to be preparing our mindset ahead of time, because we never know what we're going to face. And the stronger that you are ahead of time, the stronger you will be going through that experience. I call it growing. Growing. Growing through the experience. We've gone through many experiences. We go through them, right? We go through them. Key is to grow through your experience. That's how you overcome fear. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you, Joe. Not to put anybody on the spot, but I appreciate your donation, Joe. It's helping us. When I invite people to give to this mission, I'll tell you why. First of all, this is a labor of love. I haven't had to work a job. I've been basically kind of living off my savings. I've been investing into this YouTube program, marketing. I've been investing into a lot of things out of my own pocket. And I have a family. So there's bills, there's debts that I've accumulated. And of course, there are things from my past that I need to correct. I don't depend on donations to do all of that. I'm earning my keep. But I'm not ashamed and I'm not afraid to ask for donations to help this mission go forward. I can give away free t-shirts. I can give away free baseball caps. I can, send books out. The Little Red Book is already on the shelf today. I can, give copies. There's more stuff that we're wanting to do. This podcast, this is turning out to be something really good. And who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to travel and see you in person, man. I'd love to come out and see you and, just shake hands, give you a hug, and say thank you, So, and plus, I give to 3 charities myself every month. I've been doing this for the last couple of years. I give to St. Jude's Children's Hospital every month. I give to Paralyzed Veterans of America every month. And I give to a Christian broadcasting station called Family Radio Stations. So I give, until I'm no longer needing donations. So go out and buy my book and get a copy and give it to somebody else. And when my Breakthrough Academy comes out, get yourself a copy of that. By the way, you guys know that I do give a free gift when you sign up, when you subscribe at soldiersofselfmastery.com. It's a little checklist, help you build confidence, help you build courage. We're talking about fear today. We're talking about breaking through. How do you break through? You got to have courage, right? You got to feel strong. How do you feel strong? How does one get strong? You work out with weights. How does one strengthen the mind? You work out with weights. What are those weights? Journaling, self-talk, videos, digital coaches, coaching. I plan on donating more at some point. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Because your messages really sink in the more you watch the videos. That's true, what you're saying. I really appreciate you saying that, Joe. It encourages me. There's videos that I have watched probably 50, 60 times, and I still watch them. Why? The more I listen to them, the more I hear. Well, the more I hear, right, the more you listen, because knowledge is not power. Anybody that tells you, hey, knowledge is power, no, what's the second half of that? Knowledge applied is power, right? You educate, applicate, motivate. Educate, applicate, motivate. 3 things. Applicate, educate, applicate, motivate. By the way, we started out with some technical difficulties, but we've had a few here, so I've gone over the 30-minute mark. I see knowledge applied. If you guys want me to talk about something else here, I want to challenge you guys. How are you doing with your no complaining? I want to challenge you, my friends. Be consciously aware. Once you master that one area in your life, man, you can master other areas, right? No complaining. Why is it so important? Complaining makes you sick. It makes you bitter. It isolates you. You get around people that complain all the time, nobody wants to be around that. You know? And is it a fearful thing to overcome that? Yeah, it could be a fearful thing, right? If you've been a complainer, maybe you complained here and there, and now you're thinking, okay, well, wait a minute, I'm gonna stop complaining. Wow, that's a little bit of a shocker. Well, you can do it. You can stop. You're not gonna get perfect at it. Nobody's gonna get perfect, but you can stop. Yep. Yeah, so this has been a good session. Soldier of Self-Mastery Live on Friday. We will be here on Friday. What else do we have going on? I'm going to be hopefully meeting with city officials here in my town. I'm getting ready. You know, the more faith, the more courage, the more confidence that you build up in yourself. My friends, it is just simply amazing what you'll do. What will begin to happen in your life. Here I am sitting in a little makeshift studio. You know, it's not Brendan Burchard. It's not Anthony Robbins' studio. It's not Zig Ziglar. It's not Jim Rohn's. It's not Stephen Covey. It's not Dr. John Maxwell or John Maxwell. It's mine. You know what? It's my place. I created. I put this thing together via the grace of God, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue pushing forward. I'm going to continue breaking through, my friends. I'm going to continue overcoming fear. I'm going to continue showing people an example that you can do the same thing. You just got to make up your mind. You got to be determined, and believe me, it'll start happening. It will start happening. By the way, the Soldier of Self-Mastery t-shirts too. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to read this one. What does this one say? I don't know. Can you see it? So we do have somebody that makes shirts for me, but they are a little bit pricey, so we can't get. I can get a couple of discounts, I think, until we start producing in bigger quantities. So, great. It feels superb to be an ex-gambler. Superb, man. It feels superb to be free from PG, right? Problem gambling, the BFL, the big fat lie. I'm telling you, my friend. Oh man, I put this guy to sleep. Look at that. I'm sorry, Ernst. Good night to you. I still don't find the energy to stop gambling. Well, you know what, Petsuba? Let me share something with you. It starts with this right here, my friend. When you say I can't, okay, when I say I can't, I catch myself. I say, Santos, stop. Or when I say I don't know, I usually try to stop. Sometimes I'm engaged in conversation, but generally, when you say I don't know or I can't or I'm tried or what, you short circuit your mindset, my friends. Listen, change that label. Instead of saying I can't find the solution, start saying, you know what, I'm going to find the solution. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to do everything in my power to find that solution. Instead of saying, I tried, man, I tried really hard. Some people say I tried everything. No, we could be here a very long time trying everything. You, you need to recognize that you have this gift and you have this gift. Start tapping into that power, the power of self-talk, my friend. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You're going to help yourself overcome, get breakthroughs, go through fears by changing the way that you talk to yourself. You're a problem gambler, okay? Well, start calling yourself an ex-gambler. Start labeling yourself, you're no gambler. Because the more that you say that to yourself, the more your subconscious is going to take over and begin to believe that. And that's going to transform into your life. You see, we repeat things. I'm getting into another subject here. We repeat things. This is positive self-talk. We repeat things. We say things all the time. We don't pay attention to what we're saying, so we're saying the same thing over and over and over. It's like a merry-go-round, right? We go around and around and around, and we try to get off, but we get back on because we don't change the way we talk. Don't go by how you feel. This is a fear. We're talking about fear. This is a fear that you want to conquer. The fear of conquering your speech, the way you talk to yourself. That is a fear. Well, if I start talking differently, how are my children going to perceive me? If I start talking differently, if I start talking more positively, what's my wife going to think of me? What's my boss and my coworkers? What are they going to say when I show up Monday morning and everybody says, hey, Santos, how was your weekend? And you say, my weekend was super fantastic, terrific, over the top. What did you do? Forget about it, my friends. Forget about it. What do you want? What do you want to experience? How do you want to wake up tomorrow? How do you want to go to bed tonight? How do you want to be when you're driving your car and somebody cuts you off on the freeway, on the road? It's all about breakthrough. It's all about, I was on the verge of suicide. Masquerade Man, welcome. I can see Masquerade Man. He's got like a masquerade. Welcome, man. Thank you for having, wow, we're still going strong. I see there's more people joining. If more people come on, I'll stay on a little bit longer. It's hard to leave the gambling behind, going to miss it. Well, see, it's not. It's going to be really good leaving gambling behind. The problem is that you're going to have to face your debts. The problem is that you're going to have to face all of the stuff that you've done. And that's okay, man. But that's better than continuing. Joe, I was on the verge of suicide for a while and I found Santos. I got to read that, man. Honestly, so refreshing because I don't think anybody could have a problem with gambling like myself. Well, we all have. There's many people on here that still gamble. Well, I shouldn't say many. There's a few, and I'm sure there's those of you that have gotten victories. But if you're struggling, if you're honestly struggling, this is what I would recommend. If you're really struggling, my friend, you're throwing money in a casino. You're spending money in a casino. That's not an investment in yourself. If you have desire, if you have willingness, if it's there, take that money and invest it in yourself. How would you invest it in yourself? Hire a soldier of self-mastery for a coach for a month or two. I won't break your pocket. I'll help you elevate your thinking. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, because that's not what a coach does. But I can hold you accountable. I can be there for you. I can support you. I can share some tools with you. I can help you find what it is that you want. And another thing, part of the reason why people struggle is because, yeah, I mean, see, if you had money, you would go back. Part of the reason why most people today struggle, I believe this to be true, because I felt in a sense in my own life. One of the major reasons, let's say two of the major reasons why people gamble today is, number one, you want to go to a casino and come out with your pockets full of money. Okay? That's the truth. Psychologically, whatever, we're not chasing the high anymore. Well, we are chasing the high, but you really want to come out of there with money. That's what you want, right? Number two, what was the other reason for gambling? You don't have a vision. You don't have, see, if you're working a job and your job motivates you, if your job is really good to you, if you do very well with your job, you're going to want to continue excelling at your job. That's like a dream. That's like a challenge for you, a goal. But when you don't have a vision, when you don't have good direction for yourself, you're going to fall into gambling. You're going to fall into vices. You're going to fall into things that are going to entangle you. And then those things are going to control. They're not going to control you, but they're going to try to convince you that you're being controlled. That's one thing you don't want in your head. If you start thinking that way, if you start feeling in your mind, man, this thing's in control of me, I can't break free. Get away from that kind of thinking. Get away from that kind of language. Yeah. Joe says he had to turn his back on so-called friends, right? Gamblers. It's like the guy that stops drinking and he has to move because he can't pay the rent. So the only place in town is right next to a liquor store. Or is the only place in town next to a liquor store. That ex-drunkard, he's not a drunk. If he's serious, if he's relabeled himself, if he's gotten a vision for himself, he's not going to move there next to that liquor store. He's going to find something, even if he has to go in a shelter or sleep in a car until he can get the help that he needs. Work with what you have. Start where you are. Go forward from there, my friends. It's a choice. You can choose to gamble. You can choose not to gamble. Okay? Gambling is not in control of you. You have the choice. And if you believe that, it'll give you power over making the right choices. Right? It should be illegal, to be honest. I had some very nice jackpot slots, but later you lose it. Yeah? You know, we play, we go to a casino for 6 months, we lose all kinds of money, and then we hit, you know, a $5,000 jackpot. Was that a real win? Was that a real win? In my book, it's not. I lost, man. Just last year alone, not last year, but the year before last, back in 2014, I went over $100,000 in that year alone. Devastated, man. Devastated. But I'm not the same person I was yesterday. I'm not the same person I was 2 hours ago. I lost my job because of gambling. Good to see you, Hammerhead. The vicious circle, very hard to break. Again, see, if we believe these things that we hear from other people, if we even believe what we say to ourselves, if we keep repeating a negative self-talk, we're going to keep ourselves in a chain. I say this over and over. This is powerful. You know, taking notes, my friends. Taking notes, putting your thoughts on paper, recording your notes, journaling, positive self-talk. It'll change your life. Just this alone, my friends, this alone right here has the potential to literally change and transform your lifestyle. You add positive talk to it, you add mirror talks, you add videos, you add coaching, reading books. Take yourself to another dimension. That's what I've done, literally. I mean, sometimes I think I'm crazy. Crazy free. And like I said earlier, man, this has been quite a long time. I've got a few more people on here. My goal, my mission in life is to help people around the world get free from problem gambling and other things. You know, you want to build a business. You want to work on building relationships. You want to learn how to work the law of attraction in your life. You want to learn how to train yourself to speak more positive. All of this I call training the brain. The opposite of it I call braining your train. Hang around with me for a little bit, my friends. Hang around. Watch more of these videos. Go on my playlist. Check out some of my other videos that I have of other people that I listen to. TED Talks, Max Maltz, Zig Ziglar, Earl Nightingale. Dale Carnegie, and many others. I don't have to listen to them as much as I used to in the beginning because my brain is operating at a whole peak level now. And it just continues, man. It just continues to grow. Every day I'm experiencing, even when I make mistakes, man, even when I make a decision that is not right, and I know, because we know when we're doing right and wrong. But, you know, I've learned to forgive myself. I've learned to love myself. I feel that I'm clean on the inside. Do I make mistakes? Will I drink a beer? I used to have a problem with alcohol. I might drink a beer once in a while. But these things don't control me. You know, they don't control me. I'm a free man. And, you know, I wish I can get in front of 100,000 people, and I will. I will. To let people know, you know, this guy, man, who was steeped in mud. I remember, I'm going to share this and I'm going to shut up. I got to end here. I remember when I was in the Navy, I was down in Fremont, California. I used to live in the Bay Area, and I used to hang out with losers, man. They were cocaine smokers, and they loved to smoke cocaine. And yeah, I got involved in all that stuff. I've done crack. I even shared with a potential client. I've done it all, my friends. I remember I was so high one day, drunk. We were down. I was knocking on people's doors. I didn't even know who they were. Fremont, California. I don't even know why we were there. Next thing you know, I'm pounding on doors late at night. Big Samoans come out of the house. They could have tore me to pieces, and they didn't. I don't know, maybe because they saw me kind of small. I don't know. Maybe my friends were with me. All I know is the Samoans came out of that house, and basically I ran, or they told me to leave. And that night ended. I've done some foolish things, my friends. I'm surprised I'm still alive. You just can't change. Well, yeah, in the beginning you play, just a couple minutes later you gamble. Crazy. It's madness. Here in the UK, it's crazy. It's all over. I notice, I hate to say this, but I notice, um, you know, we can change. Okay, I want that to be clear, my friends. Don't believe the lie. Don't believe that we can't change. If you're here, there's a reason why you're here. If you're watching this video, I know there's been many people that have come on and left. If you're still here watching this video, you know what? Recognize that you have the ability and you have the capability to make a decision. You got to start somewhere, right? You're not going to just make one decision and say it's over with. Boom. I mean, you can, but you got to continue doing that until it really begins to happen. That's why I tell you to write out your life. If you don't have a vision for yourself, if you don't have direction, if you don't have an address for yourself, you're going to continue gambling. You're going to continue going down that path. It's going to happen. Get a couple of these things, ideas, and put them to practice. I'm telling you, they work for me. They work very well. And you know, today I'm a little bit more advanced than I was 2 or 3 years ago when I first started. I was doing all kinds of stuff. Today I just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I hang out with you guys. Yeah. The casinos are going to continue to pop up. As I said this, even on some of my videos, they advertise. I notice sometimes I'm checking out my YouTube channel, and I've had people comment negatively. Unfortunately, right now, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I can shut off the advertising, right? I could do that, but then again, it's a test. You know, it is a test. In life, in order for you to get better, you're going to have to learn to pass tests. If you fail tests, if you try to make things easy for yourself, right, what you can in time, but in the beginning, whenever you're starting something new, whenever you're wanting to go work out at the gym, lose some weight, you know, lose some little bit of belly or whatever, or stop watching too much TV, or maybe you're addicted to social media, or maybe you got a problem with Facebook, or you're hanging out with, whenever you're hanging out with the wrong people, whenever you want to step into point B, it's always going to be a challenge, man. It's always going to be but if I can do it, if you could really see where I came from, what I was doing, and you think, man, this guy can change, I can change. The negative commentators, some people think are jealous of Santos' success. Well, could be. I'm sure I can't please everybody, Joe. I have a few haters out there. I have a few trolls that come on board. But I don't care about that. In fact, if they want to meet with me in person, I'll buy them lunch. True, I'll buy them lunch, and I'll ask them why they're trolling. 100 pounds, yeah. 100 pounds spin every 20 seconds. That's why they call it roulette, my friend. They rule over the people that are investing. You know, roulette. Let it go. Let that rule go. So, my friends, you the man. I'm going to continue. I'm trying to work on my comedy, too. I'm trying to be funny. You know, I want to make people laugh when I get on stage. Maybe they'll just laugh at me. Hey, at least I made them laugh, right? I want to thank you guys for another wonderful episode, man. I've enjoyed myself here. I really have. In fact, I believe this has been, even though this has been a long episode, this has been probably one of my best episodes. I've really enjoyed myself. You have encouraged me. You have motivated me to continue fighting. Grab the bull by the horns. Thank you, Petsuba. So, once again, I would encourage those of you that are benefiting, please donate whatever you can do. Secure site. You don't have to worry. It's very secure. We've got everything dialed down. soldiersofselfmastery.com. soldiersofselfmastery.com /book. That's where you can get the free copy of the Little Red Book, Thoughts to Defeat Gambling, your self-empowerment tool book. What else? If you want a t-shirt, Soldier of Self-Mastery t-shirt, we can have one ordered for you. You can let me know what you want on it. It'll have the logo. That's right now, unfortunately, they are a little bit high. I can't do anything about that. If I get enough orders, I could probably get them like a bulk. But, I'm willing to help anybody that I can. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm going to see you on Friday. The new title, I believe, it's going to be Soldier of Self-Mastery Live on Friday night. We're going to be talking about deep breathing ×3. So please remind me, that's going to be our next episode. Deep breathing, the benefits, I'm telling you, my friends, deep breathing is powerful. That can change you too. That will change you, man. So if there's anything that you want to share, worldwide friends, your comments help. Your presence helps me help others. Something that you might have said could help set somebody free, my friend, in the comments. It's a form of digital journaling, if you didn't know that. Makes me, well, you know what? I get head rushes from it. Next week, I'll talk a little bit more about what I've encountered and what has been very beneficial to me about deep breathing. I'll bring that up next week. But I've benefited in many, many good ways, and there's a lot of great research behind deep breathing ×3. So if there's anything else that you want to share before I end this live micro speech session, I'll wait a few more seconds. This is your program also. If not, it's Sunday. Monday's coming. Remember to make every day super fantastic, terrific, over the top, in spite of and because of, my friends. New challenges, new fears, at the top, my friends. Peace through strength.